Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic. I wasn't sure whether the webcam had started working, but I believe it had. Where we are going to be trying this beautiful looking puzzle called Graded on a Curve by ChinStrap and Sujoyku. And apparently this is another of these wonderful collaborations. It's very pretty. And these lines are index lines and Nabner Lines. Do not worry if you don't know what these things are. All will be explained in due course. Apparently it's a medium difficulty puzzle and is exceptionally beautiful, as you'd expect. I mean, every single puzzle we do by ChinStrap and or Sujoyku are always fabulous. So I've no doubt this will live up to the great expectations that I have of it. Dickensian indeed. Anyway, I will read you the rules in a moment or two's time. Let me talk about some things that are going on. Before that, we are closing in on the 1st of April, and that means if you're a patron of the channel over on Patreon, we have a brand new reward incoming for you, and I'm very pleased to tell you it's themed on April Fools. So it's going to be a Sudoku hunt, of course, as usual, themed on April Fools, going live on April Fool's Day at 4 p.m. UK time. Get involved. As usual, the prize will be the chance to make a Sudoku video with me that will appear on the channel. You don't have to accept the prize. You can have gaming keys if you'd rather not do that, which I totally understand. But there have been some really nice videos that we've managed to make in recent months with viewers, so it might be something that you're keen to do, and I'd certainly be keen to do it with you. So that's what we've got coming up in a couple of days. Now I've got a couple of birthdays to do. I'm a little bit behind with birthdays, so please forgive me. There's been a lot going on around the channel, so if I have forgotten your birthday, I will make it right. Just give me a few days to sort it all out. But anyway, let me do a couple of birthdays for today. I'm going to start by wishing Amanda a very happy birthday. Your son Chris wrote to us, Amanda. I think you're sometimes called Panda, and told us that you watch both the Sudoku videos every day. You do a lot of the puzzles, and you're not adverse to shouting, or not averse to shouting at me occasionally, although apparently you've claimed that if you met me in person you wouldn't shout at me, and for that I'm very grateful. But Amanda, I hope you have a great birthday today. I hope you try this puzzle, and I hope you get some chocolate cake with lots of icing. And thank you for watching. Thank you for watching so many videos. And the other birthday we've got is to Naomi. Naomi, you've turned 24 today, and I know this because your dad Mark wrote to us. Mark, who is also known in the Sudoku community as Fool on Hill. And actually, I've got to tell you, Naomi, I know you've just finished your Masters in children's book illustration, and you're off to Bologna for a book fair, but your dad actually sent me some of your stuff, and it is absolutely fantastic. Oh, can I show you this? I'll put a link to this under the video. It's the wrong size, isn't it? Hang on, how can I shrink that? Can I do? Oh, look, I can shrink, sort of. There we go. I love this. This is Swallows and Amazons, which I'm sure many of you will be familiar with. I mean, I'm so in awe of anybody who can draw like this. I mean, it's sickening. It's sickeningly talented. But anyway, Naomi, very impressive indeed. I hope the book fair goes well. And yeah, and many happy returns. I hope there's some chocolate cake down there in Bologna. But with that said and done, let's have a look at Graded on a Curve by ChinStrap and Sujoyku. These are the rules of the puzzle. We have got normal Sudoku rules apply, so we're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. And then we've got index lines, which I think are going to be the turquoise ones. It says each turquoise line is an index line, i.e. the digit in the nth cell along such a line, starting from the diamond, indicates the position along the line where the digit n appears. For example, if a diamond cell contains a 3, let's write 3 in there, the third cell along the line must be a 1. And the reason for that is whatever digit appears in the diamond is going to tell you in which cell along the line the 1 appears. the digit in this cell will tell you in which cell along the line the 2 appears. The digit in this cell will do the 3, the digit in this cell will do the 4, etc. So it's a really interesting rule, this. I've done a few puzzles with this rule set. I really like them. They're quite simple. I think they apparently appeal to the computer programmers out there, of which I wish I was one. Anyway, the other lines we've got here are Nabner lines. Nabner, of course, is a reversal of the word Renban. So those of you who know your Sudoku will certainly know what a Renban line is. But these are like the opposite of Renban lines, hence the backwards name. And the yellow lines are Nabner lines, i.e. on such a line, there may not be consecutive or repeated digits. For example, if a 5 lies on a Nabner line, let's put 5 on that one, this line may not contain another 5 and neither a 4 nor a 6. And that's because if we put a 4 in there, 4 is consecutive with 5, and that's too naughty for words. We mustn't do that. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now I do know a secret about index lines. How long is that one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, that's 9. Okay, so that's going to be 9 as well. Bobbins. Okay, my secret is totally useless for that one. But this one it might be useful for, and that one it might be useful for. The secret is that along an index line, you can only have the numbers on it up to the length of the line. And let me explain why that's the case. So that's a length 5 line. Imagine I made that square a 6. That would be saying put the 1 on this line, because remember the first cell on the line, the diamond always indexes the position of the 1. It would be saying put the 1 in the 6th cell along the line, but there aren't 6 cells. So the line's logic would fail. So this line contains the digits 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Which we could pencil mark, but it seems a little bit excessive to do it. That one is a length 6 line, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't. No, I'm not seeing anything there immediately. I was going to say you can't repeat digits on lines either, so that digit, for example, whatever's in that cell, can't go in any of those squares. And sorry, I mean, I'm eliding over a few points there, but imagine this square was a 3. Then it would be saying it's the 5th cell on the line, so it would be saying put a 5 in the 3rd cell. But obviously if we were to make that a 3 as well, that would be saying put a 1 in that cell. So you can't have a repeated digit on a line. No, okay, sorry. No, I don't think, I'm not seeing anything immediately I can do that. I am seeing, actually. Okay, so perhaps the place to start, actually, bizarrely enough, is not the index lines. Maybe it's the Nabner lines, although I reckon there's going to be something going on these 9-cell index lines as well. But anyway, let's look. That Nabner line has 5 cells, and this Nabner line has 5 cells. Now that's really unusual, because Nabner lines with 5 cells, remember, you can't have a repeated digit, and you can't have a consecutive digit. So the only way you can construct a 5-cell, Nabner line is with all the odd digits. I know that's an excessive pencil mark, but forgive me that, because that does seem like it's sort of relevant, doesn't it? I say that and I can't actually see why. Okay, that hasn't worked at all. This one is also a bit restricted, in the sense that's a 4-cell Nabner line. 3-cell Nabner lines are much less interesting creatures, I think. Although, oh, I see. Right. Okay. I'm going to have a look in this box, because I'm almost going to have to pencil mark this. Okay, let me just look at that P pentomino. Now, I said earlier that these cells are all low digits. They're all selectable from 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let's imagine this square was also a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That cannot be right. And the reason is that these 3 digits then, this would be, the p pentomino would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple. And those 3 digits would be selected from 6, 7, 8 and 9. And there's no way to stop that you having a consecutive pair. If you're picking 3 digits from the 4 digits, 6, 7, 8 and 9, it doesn't matter how hard you try, you will not be able to create a non-consecutive pair on the line. So actually, this digit has to be outside. It can't be from 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And given this line is a length 6 line, I think that must be a 6. Ah, all right, that gives us another digit, because that's in the second position along the line. So the 2 along this line goes here. Oh, this is another thing that happens on these lines. Let me just show you this, because I find it interesting. The indexes sort of pair off. So you can see that not only does the 6 tell us the position of the 2 on the line, but if we go down to the 2 is in the 6th position. So it's telling us the position of the 6 on the line. So they sort of form a pair. Now you can have cells like, if that was a 1 that indexes itself. But if you did have a digit that indexed itself, you would have to have another digit on this line that indexed itself, because otherwise it couldn't sort of, there would be an inequality in terms of the sort of sharingness of the line. It wouldn't share enough. Okay, so 2 on this line has to appear somewhere, so that's in one of 3 places. And perhaps what I meant to do... Okay, so hang on, let's think that through. If 2 is in one of 3 places, that is saying that the digit in the second position is a 1, 2 or a 3, isn't it? That's what it's doing. Okay, don't know what that means. Might mean something. I suspect I've got to think about this little line. These are from 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 7, 8 and 9. Yeah, I see. So 7, 8 and 9 in this box are in this part of the box, aren't they? Now can you, if we were to put 8 on the yellow, on the Nabner, the Nabner, that's what it is called, on the Nabner line. If we put 8 on the Nabner line, we couldn't put 7 or 9 on the Nabner line. So this cell would have to be 7 and 9. And there are no Schrödinger cells in this puzzle. This cannot simultaneously be both of those digits. So 8 cannot go on the line, so 8 goes there. And now 7 and 9 are, I don't know how to, well, I do know. 7 and 9 are on this line. It's quite strange that this seems to be where you start. Yeah, okay, and this just now has any old low digit on it. Although not 2, because we know 2 is over here. Because anything else that we put on this line, given we can't put 6 on it, is going to be non-consecutive with 7 and 9. Ah, in fact, it's this digit, isn't it? Oh, that's a horribly clashing colour. Let's see. Orange. Let's use orange. So this digit is a 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, but can't repeat on its own line, so it has to go there. This is great, because that shifts the 7 and the 9 down to these 2 squares. And this digit is 1, I will actually pencil mark it, 1, 3, 4 or 5. And that might not matter. But 7 and 9 are down here. I don't... Does that matter? 7 and 9 have to be on this great long sort of upside down hockey stick of the 9 cell indexer. So let's say 7 is in one of those cells. That's saying the digit in position 7, which is going to be that one, has to be quite a high, at least a 4. No, that's not it, is it? That is not an exciting deduction. And the digit in position 9 has to be at least a 4. Okay, sorry, no, I don't think that's probably what we're meant to do next. Right. Right, I've got a different idea. Oh no, actually my idea doesn't work. No, it does work. No, it does work. Okay, I think what we have to do is think about this in the context of these lines, because both of these lines contain odd digits, don't they? 1s, 3s and 5s. But what we mustn't have, how can I show you that? Yeah, imagine this was a 1, just for a moment. Then the one on the other line could not go there, because if these were both 1s, you couldn't put 1 at all on this Nabner, where 1 must live in order for us to be able to create a non-consecutive 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 quintuple. Now, how do we use that to our advantage? The answer to that is going to be, let me think. Okay, I see. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to think about my orange digit a bit harder, because my orange digit must be on this line. Where is it on this line? It's there. That's where it is. That's it. In fact, that's the simple. Okay, so I've overcomplicated this by not spotting that before. So I spotted quite a subtle point around the C. But if I'd focused harder on this digit, because this digit has to appear on this line, and you can see by Sudoku it's going to have to be there. It can't repeat in box 8, can it? And it's not equal to 6, so it has to go there. So this digit is 1, 3, 4 or 5. Now imagine these were 1s, no 1 on the backward C. If these are 3s, no 1 on the backward C, no 3 on the backward C. If they were 5s, no 5 on the backward C. So this is 4. Oh, hang on. So that's 4. And 4, right, we can index. So the 4 is looking at, it's putting the 1 in the 4th position. This 4 is putting the 5 in the 4th position. So these are sort of a 4, 5. These are a 1, 4. These squares, right, hang on. These are 1, 2 and 3, and those aren't 1. So the 1 on the little line indexes itself, look. Now these squares on the big line, or the longer line, are 3 and 5, and we know the order. So that's 3, that's 5. They sort of marry off with each other. Oh no, they don't. They're both in their own position. But, how could that be a 3? If that's a 3, I can't put 3 on the backward C again. So that's a 2, that's a 3. They are indexing each other. And look, 1 and 3, look at that side. So 1 and 3 on the backward C have to be in those positions. As a slight cross pencil marky thing, these are massive digits then in the column, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 have gone between these digits. 8 must be in one of those squares, because 8 can't go on the backward Nabner. And what does that mean? 7, 8 or 9 in the 5th position. So that's saying that the 5 on this line is in one of those 3 squares, which means that digit is not a 5. And that digit is not a 5 by our old friend Sudoku. So now 5 is in position 8 or 9. That becomes an 8 or a 9. I love this. This is very, very cool. Oh, okay. There is a 5 in one of those 3 cells by Sudoku. There is a 4 in one of those 3 cells by Sudoku. And okay, and oh look, Sudoku. These are a 6-8 pair in box 8, so these must be a 7-9 pair. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at this tiny little yellow line now. How could that be a 7? If this is a 7, because that's a 6 or an 8, those two will be consecutive. So that's got to be 9. Now this can't be 8 or it would be consecutive. So this little line just immediately resolves all of this box. Now 7 and 9 are in those squares. Oh, I was going to try and pull the trick that we've used in here with 9, but that 9 doesn't see that line, so it doesn't work. Okay, so what are those digits from? They can't be 8, 7. So these are low, and they can't be 5 actually, because 5 would be consecutive with 6, and they can't be 4. They have to be 1 and 3, don't they? I might be wrong about that. I'm going to put 1 and 3 in, and I'm going to rethink it. So if these were high, they can't be 6 or 9. They can't be 7 or 8. They will be consecutive. They can't be 5. That would be consecutive with. Now I think these have to be 1 and 3. I think they do. So okay, so that isn't 1 or 3. No, this is definitely important. Right, look at those digits. 1, 3, 6. Now, if this was a 1, 3 pair, then 1 and 3 couldn't appear at all in those cells, which would mean 1 and 3 would be in the Schrödinger cell in the corner. We know that the digits 1 and 3 are on this line. So this cannot be a 1, 3 pair, which means 6 is in one of those squares, and that corner digit is a 1 or a 3, and that is in position 3 on the line. So if this is a 1, that would be a 3, and if that's a 3... Oh, I know how to do this. Right, so one of the digits 1 and 3 is in this domino, and whichever digit it is, it pairs up with its friend here, knocks itself off those. And just let me be clear about why this is the case. Imagine this was a 1. Then clearly this is a 1. You can now see we can't put 1 in those cells, but we know 1 appears on this line somewhere. So 1 is going to get shunted in the corner. And it's obviously the same logic. If there's a 3 down here, 3 will get shunted in the corner. So this corner digit is a 1 or a 3, and that's a pair in column 1. And 6 is in one of those squares, so the digit in the 6th position on the line, which is this one, is 1 or 2. And that... Hang on, is that right? That's really important if it is, because it definitely can't be 1. That is right, isn't it? If that's a 6, that's a 1. If that's a 6, that's a 2. So this is a 2, which means that's a 6, which means this is a 1, 3 pair, which means that digit isn't 1 or 3. So the digit that's going in the corner is this one. So those 3 are all the same digit. These 2 are the same digit. Oh, I still don't like that green colour. Let's change that. Let's make it... yeah, oh no, hang on. I haven't got very many good colours to use here. Blue? Blue. I'll make it blue. So blue is in one of those 2 squares. So that the 1 and the 3 on this line are there. And can we do anything with this? Look, these digits are 7, 8, 9 by Sudoku. These digits are 2, 4 and 5 by Sudoku. And we can't repeat 2 on the line. Well, where's 6 in this box? It's just lovely, this puzzle. You keep getting these little epiphanies. 6 can't repeat on the index line, can't repeat in its own column, and doesn't seem to be able to be in those places. So this has got to be a 6. It doesn't see. Does it do anything? No, maybe that doesn't do anything, or nothing much anyway. Now, but, what we can do, that is putting a 4 in position 7, 8 and 9. So there's a 4 in one of those squares. This is putting a 5. Well, it's not putting a 5 in position 4, because that can't be a 5. So it must be self-indexing. That's just a 5 indexing itself. And the digits that are on this line up here are the digits we've not yet used. So this is 4, 7, 8, 9. 4, 7, 8, 9. Bobbins, I don't know what that means. We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple in row. Yeah, that digit's under. Oh no, that digit's naked. Oh, that's horrific. That's an horrific cell. Okay, this cell is very clear from the row. Can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4. Look, there's a 5 pencil mark up there. So it's not 5, it's not 6, it's not 8 or 9. It's a naked single 7. That's not 7 anymore. 7 is in one of those 3 cells. I've just noticed something. Where is 5 on the backward Nabner? The answer is not in those cells. I don't know how long that's been available. It's not here because I've got this pencil mark. And that pencil mark was genuine. Yeah, that was given by the 8 or the 9 in the 5th position on the indexer. So that's correct. So that's a 5. Just didn't see it. So this is not 5. That's 7 or 9. Yeah, this is beautiful. Where's 5 in box 4? The answer is here. Can't repeat on the index line. So 5 is over there. But now, yeah, this is something interesting. This digit, where does that digit go in box 4? There is the answer. And the reason for that, of course, is it can't repeat on its line. It's not equal to any of these other pencil marks. So those are the same digit now. Oh, this is gorgeous. This is gorgeous, because look at this. Where does red go now in box 1? Remember, this digit can't repeat on the Nabner, so it goes there. And that must mean that this... well, this is a collection of odd digits. It's a Z pentomino of odd digits in box 1. So 6 has to be over here now. 2 has to be over here. And that's beautiful. Because if 2's... what I'm seeing is that those 4 digits in box 1 are even. They're 2, 4, 6 and 8. So the 2 has to be here, and that fixes this. And now this 4 has to be there, so that becomes a 4, 6 pair. This becomes a 2, 8 pair, which makes that square not 8. So this is a 7, 9 pair, and that is an 8 just by force of nature. Now, how do we do this then? How do we do... Well, okay, if that's 5, where's 5 on this top Nabner? The answer is there. Now, hang on. How do we do more than that? So there is... you know what I think we might have to do? I think it might be the 7s and the 9s, because that digit, whatever that is, I will use green just for a moment, that's got to be in there, because it's got to appear on this Nabner line, and it's not the same as the red digit. So the green digit is in one of those cells. I haven't put 8 on this Nabner. Oh, okay, yeah, so this is the green digit, a 4 and an 8. But the 8's approximately in the right area of the indexer, isn't it? Like, what would that mean? If that was an 8, that would be a 9, that would be a 4, and that would be a 7. Okay, I can't see quite how to do anything with that. Where should we look next? We could try... I don't know where to look. I might be about to get stuck. It's been quite smooth sailing up to this point, but I fear that we might be about to get stuck. These digits are all very, very low, because we've got a 5 pencil marked here, and we've got all the high digits there, so those digits are all very low. Can we do something with that? I don't really want to pencil mark that, because we're going to get even more cluttered. I'm not sure. Could we do... No, I don't know. I'm not sure where to look. Where would be the obvious place to find a deduction? Is it obvious? It probably is obvious to you guys. It's not obvious to me. I mean, the only line I've not really explored is this one. So is there something we can do? I mean, there are weird geometric considerations that I can see, for example, that those 4 digits there, because they can't repeat on their line, they are going to be in those cells. And that sort of feels like it might be important. But that's all very well. No, I'm not sure. Or maybe I've got to think harder about this row, because I sort of was getting somewhere with this horrible naked single, wasn't I? Let's try that again. So 5, 6, 8, 9 along here. Can we see anything clever? So these are from 6, 8, 9. That doesn't look good. And these are from 5, 6, 8, 9. And that's not 8. No, this doesn't feel like it's... That doesn't feel good, does it? That's not really taken us very far forward. What would be great is if there's some way of me knowing, okay, what's that digit? That's telling us that the 4 is in position 7 or 9, so the 4 is not there anymore. So this digit is 7, 8 or 9, but it could be an 8 indexing itself. I don't know. That's tricky. That's tricky. Oh, right, okay. Okay. No, hang on. I've got a 4 there, look. Aha. Good. Good, because I wasn't seeing anything good. So that's a 4 in position 9. So that says, so that gives us the red digit. The red digit is a 9. The green digit is a 7. The red digit is a 9. This is no longer a 9. So these digits are 7 and 8. And but they could index each other. This digit is not a 9 anymore. So 9 is in one of those 3. And this 4, does that do something? Oh, nearly. Nearly does something, but then doesn't. Okay. And do I know what... Oh no, they index each other. That doesn't work. I could get a 3 in the corner if I can prove this can't be a 1 for some reason. And, oh, look, that's huge. That 9 is giving me that digit. So that's 8 now. Now that's in position 5, so this is a 5. This is a 2 by Sudoku. That's an 8. Now that 5, does that do something? I feel like I've got a lot of 5s, but yes, it does do something. Actually, it does do something. Where's 5 in this box? And the answer is I don't... Oh, I do know. No, I do know it's there because it can't repeat on its index line. So that's 5 as well. And I think we've done all the 5s out of absolutely nowhere. Also, though, surely 2 and 9 are worthy of our consideration. Well, yeah, where's 9 on this indexer? Look, it's there. It's in one of 2 positions, and these are in positions 1 and 2. So if that's a 9, that's a 1, and if that's a 9, that's a 2. So this is 1 or 2. Please, please let that be resolved. How can that not be resolved, you rotten old puzzle? Oh, bobbins. Is that really not resolved? Okay, sorry. Alright, let's try the same with 2 then. So 2 is either here, or it's in one of those 2. So if that's... Oh, if that's a 2, it's saying, right, 9 there, so that would be very reasonable. If the 2 is in one of those positions, it's either indexing itself, or it's saying, oh, I don't think that can be a 2, can it? Because that would leave nowhere on the line for 9 to be. If that's a 2, that's saying, right, 1 in here, and I can't write 9 on this line. So 2 is in one of those 2 cells. And how can that not do anything? Okay, so if that's so this square is 2 or 9. But 9, I hadn't seen this, so 9 is down there, so that's a 7. What's that doing? I don't quite... Oh, I see. No. What you do, you have to keep bouncing backwards and forwards between the indexes and the Nabners. Right. Once we worked out 9 was here, I should have returned to this line and said, where does the 9 go on it? Because now it seems to have to be there. Now, so this is 137, that becomes a 9 in column 7, that becomes 6, 8, that becomes a 9, and I bet we haven't done all the 9s, but we will have done when I put that in. So that's indexing to a 1. 1 is now, I don't know, there's almost certainly something we can do with this little line here. I don't know what that is, but I feel like there's something we can do. Now this one, okay, so this isn't a 1. 1 is in this domino. Oh, there's a 3-7 pair in row 2. So that's a 4 or a 6, and somehow that's not resolved. But, okay, oh, nearly. I was going to say this digit, whatever it is, has to appear on this line. So if that's 6, it's the same as this digit, isn't it? And 6 would be up here, plonking a 3 or a 4 into that. This is a... Okay, alright, what we should do, I think, is look at this line. It's the only line I haven't pencil marked. There's got to... Yeah, it's something. I think it's something to do with where does this quadruple? We know this quadruple goes in these squares, don't we? It must do, because these cells have to appear in box 3 somewhere. So that quadruple and this quadruple are the same group of digits. That's a horrible. I keep getting the colours wrong. I know that doesn't work either. Let's do that. Okay, that I can. It makes the digits hard to see, but at least it's true. So, what does that mean? 5, you can see that is duplicated, so we can delete that. It would be nice if we could limit this digit, wouldn't it? That would be the one that I think would be the most helpful. Those digits are 2, 3 and 4 now. Sorry, I'm jumping around a bit. I'm trying to see the most elegant way to finish this puzzle off. And I don't think we're far away from finishing it. I really don't. These squares are 1, 3 and 6. Now, that's definitely not 6. That is in the 3rd position. So it's indexing the... oh, it can't be a 1. It would index the 3 to there. So this is 3 or 6 now. And it's either indexing itself or it's throwing a 3 there, where this cannot be a 3. So that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. That's great, because now 1 on this line has to be here. Oh, and that mirrors this one. Okay. That's a 7 now. So 7 has to appear on the line. It has to be there. That's indexing the 6, so that becomes a 6 now. And the digit I haven't put on the top Nabner is a 4. So that's a 4 indexing itself. So the 3 and the 4 index themselves. That digit is a 6 by Sudoku. And now you can see the 1, 6, 7 have reappeared. This is now a 6, this is a 4, so that's a 4. This is a 3, this is a 1, this is a 7. That 3 means that's 3. That's 3, that's 1, that's 1. Another 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. We don't need an excuse to do that. Right, what are those squares? 2 and 7, I think. Somehow unresolved. These squares are 3, 8 and something. 2, 3 and 8. No. I think we might be chocolate teapotted with that. That's extraordinary. I think we can reduce each one of them by 1. This column, that's a 2 or an 8. Right, look at that. That's a 2, 7, 8 triple in the row. So we haven't put 3 and 4 in. So that's 4, that's 3. That's going to do our chocolate teapot triple. That's 8 now. So that's 8, that's 7, that's 7, that's 2. We need 1 and 2 into this box. And that is how to solve the puzzle. That is a brilliant puzzle. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's not too difficult if you know some of the tricks about index lines. But what I really liked was thinking about the fact that these lines contained odd digits, but we had to be careful about how we disposed of the odd digits around the index line so that we didn't end up with the same odd digits in both these columns, in these positions, and over here in sort of these positions. It was gorgeous. Is it right? Yes, it is right. And it's very, very pretty, and I like it a lot. Graded on a curve, indeed. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.